I dey salute all man wey go watch this video. We topic today na malaria. Malaria now we are big sick. We a plenty for Amazonia day. Any day you ask any man how you dey, I dey sick malaria. I dey sick malaria. All man dey sick malaria. We dey spend lots and lots of money only for treat malaria. So I think it's a good topic we need for talk about. So more go into the topic. So malaria, as you see for that map we appear for screen, malaria be very common for our region. You look at the African map or you look at that map, or the part will be red on that map, na country them or region them where they get plenty malaria. You see that part will be green, na region the way malaria don't completely be eradicated. So you see we there for the region where malaria be highest. The next map again it will still show you, say we there for red, and for this other map the country they dey in gray, they don't get malaria at all. They don't eradicate malaria. So most of the information we look through, forget this topic or put the topic together. Now what with the World Health Organization they talk about malaria, and also with the CDC Centers for Disease Control for America they talk about malaria. Even though malaria is an African problem, it seems to be like most of the talk about malaria be done by the white man, just like most of our problems. Them most of it be done by talked about by the white people instead of us being the ones to talk about them. So for 2019, they be estimate say 409,000 people they be die from malaria. 409,000 people they will die from malaria, and most of those people they will come out from the sub-Saharan region. So we there for the sub-Saharan region, we for Amazonia, we there for the sub-Saharan region, and most of the death be come out from that area. They say in 2019 Africa will be the home for 94% of all malaria cases and deaths. 94%. That one are a large numbers. The countries are where they be highest in terms of malaria. Strangely, we are named no day. I know say if they count up to 10, will for surely fall in that group. And that's Cameroon for now. If they be put the numbers up to 10. So Nigeria are the first. Of course, Nigeria has the biggest population in Africa. So Nigeria are the first with 23%. Then you get Congo with 11%. You get Tanzania, Burkina Faso, Mozambique, Niger. Malaria be common especially for the younger children. Children they're under the age of 5 years. They be most commonly be affected by malaria. And it also be dangerous for those children around that age group. Say 67% of all the malaria deaths, 67%, that's a lot. Now mostly children below 5 years old. So you could see that diagram, you could see or that picture, you see small picking for the poor thing. It don't get malaria. Look, the other picking way there for hospital, so they feeding her through a nose for sicker malaria. Malaria, what be cause for malaria? Malaria now it be caused by a parasite where they call and say Plasmodium. Now it cause malaria. So they different forms of this Plasmodium. Our own form of Plasmodium for our region, the Amazonia region, now Plasmodium falciparum. So we get 5 different kinds of Plasmodium or that parasite. We know it cause malaria, but 2 they be bad. That's the Plasmodium falciparum and Plasmodium vivax. Now the 2 them that way they be bad. The one way they for region are the most dangerous, and they call them Plasmodium falciparum, and it be transmitted by mosquito, specifically the Anopheles mosquito. now they transmit the malaria parasite to people. So I will explain how it happens so that mosquito they transmit them to we. Okay, they say again in 2018 99.7% of malaria cases, again it will be around our region, and sometimes too for the eastern Mediterranean region. So if you look from that video or that picture on the screen, you will see how the mosquito they bite person. Now so they bite you, when it bite you, it inject you with the parasite. The Plasmodium vivax, as I be tell you, we get a Plasmodium falciparum. Plasmodium vivax are the ones that we did for the Americas, and actually they don't do a whole lot for eradicate any problem where they come from that part of the Plasmodium vivax. And I'll explain to you now what the America be do before they eradicate malaria from the region. Malaria be there for America here too, because they get warm regions. Miami, Florida na a warm region, so malaria to be there for Florida, and they will do a whole lot of work for eradicate malaria. And now, again, when I will come to explain why we never be able for eradicate malaria, then you will see how they be able for eradicate the disease, kind of. So malaria no be common for cold region. So like for America here, like New York, Minnesota, all those sides where they be cold, malaria will really be rare for them, because the Anopheles mosquito not fit complete its cycle. Or since for here they get a Plasmodium vivax, they not fit complete the cycle, be difficult for be completed with a place where it be very cold. They usually prefer, the Anopheles mosquito prefer a warm region for it to happen, which also explain the reason why the cold regions them do not get lots of malaria. So again, like I explained, malaria be common for areas where they be warm, the temperature get to be warm, the area to get to be humid. They like a humid area, like in the rainforest. We dey in the rainforest, the Amazon, those are rainforest region, that kind of place, forest region. Now for them malaria like, because they like dark places them for grow, for most of them for multiply. They like that region will be a little bit dark, hot, humid. It provide a very good breeding ground for malaria. So we there for that region, hot, humid, rainforest region. They provide a lot of breeding ground for the malaria themselves with our own behaviors too. What would they do? For example, we get a lot of gutters with water for the, and I will explain again why this water, standing water, there be problem with malaria they grow. Lot of standing water, bad roads with a lot of potholes with water, then they for the, now for the malaria, the Anopheles mosquito, they breed, they born plenty picking them. Lots of standing water, we dey throw can them, things them, when if it contain water carelessly all over the place. So we ourselves would create, other than the fact that we dey for a bad region in terms of malaria, I don't mean bad region in terms of every other thing. In terms of malaria, say it be humid, it be hot, and it be rainy. We ourselves to create the environment, we give malaria, the Anopheles mosquito, the environment for it to grow. So malaria again be common for the tropical region, subtropical region, because the Anopheles mosquito like that environment, and we too with the help for create a good environment for it to grow. See, if you look throughout our region, you see a lot of breeding ground, wholesale all over the place. Gutter, then we don't need to cover them. Pit toilet, then we don't need to cover them. We throw when we open canned food, we open tomatoes, we throw the ngongong for outside. Water collect for inside. Good. The mosquitoes say, great, this is my breeding ground. They sabi breed a lot. The Anopheles mosquito, it put out a lot of egg. When it put out that lot of eggs, it would then develop into other mosquitoes them, and we provide them that environment with the kind of habit then we'll get them. We just keep all these potholes and everything around the place. We did for a warm region close to the equator, and see, if you look through that picture, see that standing water for the breeding ground for Anopheles mosquito. Mosquito, they love that place. So what would you do to not help for eradicate malaria for our region? Our habit, the help for make malaria be for our region continues and continues and continues. So until we too start change that habit, then it will be difficult for we forever eradicate malaria for Africa or for Amazonia. We go get to learn for change our habits, for see whether we feel control them or even eradicate them. So they say the highest transmission now for Africa, Saharan region, hot. Then not to talk of all these old motor them, tire them, where they just throw them all over the place. Tire get space where water they go stand for inside the tire them. As water stand for that tire, that mosquito say, this is my environment. It go develop plenty picking them, and that's what they go to bite with. As it bite we, it give we the malaria. And as it give we the malaria, we the shed money. We use money for go buy medicine. So part of the reason I really make this education, I try for make we for understand, say, some of our poverty no be related only to the fact, say, we no get jobs for that country, we no get a company that will feel work for that country. Part of our poverty now, our habits, them too, would you do one. So every time you throw it and go for outside where you don't drink milk, or you don't open tomatoes, or that empty pot where you try for outside, or that bucket where you try for outside, or that hole where you for outside when no man no cover them. Now money that where you don't share them for outside, because that malaria, it go come, that mosquito, it go come for them, it go born it picking them, they go wake up, they go bite you, they go give you malaria, then you go buy medicine for pharmacy. So every time you throw it and go for outside, na money that will throw them, so because it will come back for you. I hope all man they understand the sense of what they talk. So the bad habit that we practice some, we not necessarily know say they go round, come back and meet up you. The bad habit they come back and meet up you. So if we go learn, say we want save money, so that we know the waste our money every day for hospital, we go need for also start practice good habit them for eradicate some of the disease them where they make with the waste money. So now how people that get malaria? So people that get malaria now say you get the Anopheles mosquito get to bite you before you get malaria. And usually now the female they bite you. The woman Anopheles mosquito. So I explain how the mosquito their own life today. So man picking mosquito day, woman mosquito day. Man picking mosquito not the bite. It not the bite person. Man picking mosquito it chop in by for flower them. It go for flower, then go drink that water for flower. They call it the nectar. So man picking mosquito they drink now the nectar for flower for survive. Now so it walk around the drink it thing. The female, the woman own, na the bite. So now that woman own they can't bite you because he want your blood. Your blood gets protein for inside where he want use that your protein for your blood for develop your own eggs. So he bite you, he suck that blood for develop your own eggs. Then when he don't suck you, he develop your own eggs, he go find place where water stand. You have to be warm, humid. So rain don't fall, water stand. He go for that place where water stand. He lay the egg them for day. Thousands of them. He lay the egg for day. So the egg go then hatch now for little tumbu them. They call it larva. So the cycle almost like butterfly cycle. So it go hatch for little larva. Then the larva to go then grow then to pupa, and then finally to fly out as a mosquito. So it go either fly out as a male mosquito or fly out as a female. So like man picking or woman. The man picking go fly, go to chop in a flower them. The woman, when he want born in next round of picking them, he need for bite somebody. For take your blood so that go form your own larva. So now only mosquito your own cycle that. I never talk about the cycle how we be involved in it. So if you see that picture, you see where mosquito the bite man. It want take that blood so that it go form your own picking them or your own eggs. Then the eggs go hatch. So when how they happen, how the whole malaria transmission they happen. It happen as say it first been as say that woman mosquito, it don't come, it bite the first person. Let's say bite me. Me I be get malaria for inside my blood. So as he pull that blood so from me for go form my own egg, it pull them with the my malaria where I already get them, or it pull the Plasmodium falciparum. It pull the parasite with it as he suck me. That parasite not to do anything for the mosquito. You know the key mosquito. You know to make mosquito sick. You know do anything. So he go carry. He go hold on only for inside a mouth. It go be like a larva for a mouth. He go still use that your blood for make your own eggs them. As that your sick blood they for a mouth, he go bite another person. As he bite the other person, he go inject that your parasite or that your Plasmodium where you pick them for your skin, he inject them for that other person before he draw your own blood for the person. That person now don't get malaria. So I will tell you how the cycle will go. So when he bites you, so like after 1 week where he don't bite you, you two go start getting malaria. So if you look for that picture, you go see for the as he bite that woman, the mosquito bite the woman, where the mosquito be already get malaria, it can bite that woman. That parasite, it enter for the woman's skin. It usually go be stored for the liver. So you go for your liver. When you go for your liver, now for the it go grow many other form them. When you don't grow many other form them, that is that Plasmodium, it then burst. It spit them out into your blood. When it enter your blood now that time will make you sick. So if you stay for your liver for some few days, after it don't develop for the don't make multiple different other one them like then the thing will burst. Then it release them for inside your blood. As you go for your blood, it make you sick. Then when another mosquito come bite you where you dey sick, it go take them now. It suck them from you. It take and now go give some other person. The cycle continues. Okay. So the malaria life cycle, for malaria for continue for happen, you need 2 hosts. So you need the mosquito, and then you need a human. You need a mosquito, and then you need a human. The female mosquito, it bite the infected human, it take them for the infected human, give another uninfected human, and the cycle they continue. So you need 2 hosts: the female mosquito, Anopheles mosquito, and the human. So now say they carry the disease from one person to the other. So as I be explained, when it don't bite you, it gives you the parasite. The parasite will go for your liver. Then when it reach for your liver, they grow, then it burst, then it go into your blood, and when it reach for your blood, now that time we go start make you sick. So for most people, them the symptoms they start between 10 days to 4 weeks. So that whole cycle from the time we bite you, then go for your liver, then liver to your blood. If you take about 10 days, then you start feel sick. Around sometimes some people as early as 7 days. And some people have been surprised for it. They say you feel really carry the parasite for your blood for almost a year before you ever be sick. So that one they explain why for we will they out of the country, when we travel from, let's say, from the US back to Amazonia, and then we stay there for maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, we come back for a year, and then we stay maybe even up to 6 months, and then you start sick, and then they scratch your head for hospital like, what to be wrong with this person, what to be wrong with this person, because malaria be one of those things where they rarely ever think about them. So sometimes you get to ask the doctor. Let's say if you don't travel, you go out to Amazonia and then you come back and you're sick, and then if you find out the cause, ask for an African infectious disease specialist, or ask for an infectious disease specialist who is, or who know about the African diseases, make he can see you. Because maybe not that kind of person go then think outside the box, especially for situation where if you don't is sick, then your liver, because I will explain later on about the complications, the way that they happen, you just suddenly develop this yellow eyes, them jaundice, and then your liver to the hot, and then they run all kind of tests, and then if you find out malaria now one of the possible causes, and that severe malaria if cause you for develop jaundice, because plenty of that bacteria of that parasite, not bacteria, of that parasite, they go there for your liver, they overwhelm the liver, so they break down the liver to the point where you get that yellow eyes, and they really need for take them seriously. Sometimes even your spleen, where they just the opposite your liver, they go is also enlarged. Very serious condition. So again, malaria fit be for your blood for up to 1 year. So you don't go Cameroon, come back, you dey sick, they don't know what to be wrong. Think about malaria. So Plasmodium vivax, that's the one way they for the regions of the Americas. So we're not going to talk much about those ones. Now the one to is a bit stay long for inside your liver for sometimes 4 years, a lot of years before it show effect. So this picture again, it will still show you how malaria be transmitted. Somebody will get malaria, mosquito don't bite you, it can't bite you, then it go to your liver, from your liver it bursts out into your blood, from your blood now it start make you sick, and then another malaria bite, another mosquito can bite you. When it bite you, it take and go give some other person. So as I be explain again, breeding ground for the mosquito. We create a lot of breeding ground for the mosquito, and we not be aware of malaria, that Plasmodium parasite. It like small water area them, so small water area them, so, and then again that temperature will be warm, it be humid. Now for day to go, you get bad potholes them, like they explain, all those kind of places, the puddles, like rainy season. When rainy season come, especially if you go for southwest region for Amazonia, you go to the south west region, you go see a lot of rain. When rain fall for day for 30 days continuously, rain. So poto go don't flop all place. So that poto lots of holes them, they will be all over the place. That small puddle them where in this, so shocking. Mosquito they go born a picking for day. then they start all over the place. If anybody don't live for the southwest region, if you remember how during rainy season, now some mosquito they just pass wing, 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 wing all over your ear. You always hear them. So it be a lot for rainy season. And they like dark. The mosquito like dark. So when place on sun don't start go down, so you go outside. Now the time that way, them plenty. So if we already know, say, that mosquito they like dark and they like we sun don't go down, why would not keep our region well lighted? Why would we keep them so dark? We create an environment for the Anopheles mosquito. We keep place dark, nothing that we don't like them. And also, if you know, say, now because place that during the dark mosquito they overbite you, no wear short hand clothes. Try for always wear long hand clothes when you want to go outside. And not say we are placed over hot, but try for wear long hand clothes where you know over hot before you want to come up for house, so that you protect yourself too. Possible wear like cap them or anything. Protect yourself. No expose yourself, because you see, after all, malaria always the year around. You just shed money, you lose money every time. Okay, so the malaria parasite, like I explained, the be now inside your red blood cell. So when the mosquito don't bite you, go for your liver, then you go for your blood. Now for your blood way, the infection, the infected blood, your red blood, they be infected with the parasite. So because the parasite always there for an infected person in blood, means that person fit give am for any other person. Like any sick way there for your blood, any man will take your blood, don't take that sick. So if you give transfusion, if someone need blood, then they take blood for you. I bet they not really always test for. I don't know, but I wonder whether they test for malaria before they give transfusion to the next person. So if that person will give you blood, will get malaria, you take your blood, you also get malaria. So now a very big important thing, especially if you be very, very sick, really sick with some other problem. Let's say now your heart they hot, or now you get some small cancer, or you get some, then they go take blood for someone where you get malaria, they give you now death sentence, that because they don't give you malaria too. So for this country, organ transplant, we'll not even get organ transplant for home, or needle, share contaminated needle. So any disease, my last video I be talk about hepatitis B, and I be talk about mother-child transmission. And because hepatitis B be transmitted by blood, you get mother-child transmission. Malaria be transmitted by blood. So that means you get a mother, mommy, pikin transmission. Just the same like I be talk about the hepatitis B. So if mommy get malaria during the time we be pregnant, when they born that pikin, the mommy be likely most often give the malaria for the pikin during the cut time where they cut down, they separate the cord from the pikin. That spilling of blood, you'll give the pikin malaria. So they call them congenital malaria. So that picture where you see, and so be na an advertisement that way World Health Organization be use them for malaria strikes pregnant women and children in Africa the hardest. So important for we for take note. See that picture na mami that with pikin. I guess na visiting nurse that where they talk for mommy about malaria, a pikin we get malaria. Malaria during pregnancy. So most we get premature delivery. We get low birth weight children, picking where they born them where they over small. We even get where woman they lost the pregnancy. I go talk now about the symptoms of malaria I think almost all of we. I think everybody, if you put your hand up, if they say who don't get malaria before, almost every man go put your hand for up, so I don't get malaria. So these symptoms go be very common for most of we. Fever, flu-like illness, you get chills, so you really shake for bed, you get headache, your whole body they hot, like say man take a thing, they grind your skin, whole skin, your whole muscle that they hot, you feel tired, sometimes you get nausea, sometimes you vomit. So you see that person, you get chills them, you sweat, sometimes you even get so you get headache, you get fever, your body your whole muscle they hot, you get pain all over your skin, sometimes you vomit, sometimes so malaria even cause you forget anemia. The reason why malaria they cause you forget anemia, now as I explained for you, malaria they come up from that liver, then it go into your blood. When it enter your blood, I think say the drug go shit down for day. It shit down for your blood, it grow inside your blood, and then the blood to go explode. It burst. It make your blood then for burst. As it make your blood then for burst. So the blood not they leave the normal age where blood get to live, because we are blood for our skin get its own lifespan too. We get how many years we get to live. Blood to get how long to we get to live. So, but if you get malaria, you know they leave that your blood for live how long we get to live. It burst and before your own time way, if it live a whole life, because if the burst your blood, then most people that they get anemia, their blood is short, they not get plenty blood. And because if the burst your blood, sometimes you get a yellow eye, especially if your liver not work fine, you'll get jaundice for your eye. And also if like I talk, if you overwhelm your liver too not going to work fine. So if you see some people them with their eye way don't be yellow. The most common case for malaria we abisia na a Nigerian guy we it be for one of my ICU, then why be the work for day. So if you don't go for Nigeria, it come just as I talk. If he stay for you for like 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, this one if you don't be for a year like 6 months, he start sick. They for hospital, then they say the next thing you don't a whole eye don't yellow, you don't get jaundice, a liver not fine. So they look all these big sick them where they look all these big sick. It will be lucky, say an African be there around for suggest say made them testy for malaria. Which of course I know say nobody no be first agree say be possible say be malaria, because we think about all the hepatitis, the HIV, the whole 9 yards of all disease, cancer and so on. Say testy for malaria. Maybe from history it talks say we go home 3 months ago or 6 months ago. It be possible say get malaria. Say oh, it not be possible. Well, they test to get malaria. So they treat you malaria with the treatment for malaria. Believe me, it get better. And he walk out of the hospital. But if you know we get a situation where somebody be fit talk say when I test you for malaria, if she don't they only would die liver problem. So if you die, other Africans they don't die for this country. For cigar the fact say malaria not be one of the things that we always think about. Say man you be sick when you there for one man country, because they not get malaria. So they need to often think about malaria. So now a very serious thing for put your mind into it for no. So if you don't go Africa, you come back, you be sick and your liver be affected. Ask them, may they test you for malaria, please. Okay. So I'd already talked shivering, high fever, headache, body pain, weakness, sweating. See this poor picking. The malaria so. And I talk about severe malaria. Severe malaria, so if you go into your brain, you remember all your blood work for all part of your body. When you go into your brain for your head, if it make you confused, if it even make you get a convulsion. So I remember I say sometimes when we see man they get convulsion, people that they run say be contagious. Convulsion not be contagious. So when man get a convulsion, make people they help for make sure say no bite the tongue, for make sure say no hurt itself, may they help you. Not be for holy, but make sure say be in a secure environment. I think I will make a video about first aid, because I think that one of the topic, the important topic that for talk about epilepsy, not be contagious. Epilepsy, most of the fact now because something don't happen for your brain. Maybe not because you get high fever. Like malaria, if you get high fever for small picking, 2-year-old, 1-year-old, 5-year-old, the fever too high, it will cause a head for get abnormal electrical activity. For pigeon, it will cause a head for no waka fine. So the pigeon will get convulsion. So no surprise say when pigeon get malaria, he get convulsion. At that high fever, we get them to the cause the convulsion. Sometimes again, even that blood will contain malaria because you forget that convulsion. I'll be talking against malaria if you make you get anemia. So if you get chronic anemia, your blood is also short. Now because you get malaria, you just also get malaria. Now malaria will destroy your blood. Serious condition, the way if it happen, if you get difficulty for breathe, that one a man will be very, very sick with malaria. So malaria, impact of malaria. Malaria they impose a substantial cost for people them for home. A lot. How many people them for 1 year go talk how many times we they don't get malaria? So they buy medicine, they buy medicine, they buy medicine, they buy medicine. Now plenty money that we if you do different thing with them. But we spend them only for buy medicine. Cost for government. African government, they never take any this malaria thing serious. So I don't know whether I want to even talk to cost of government, because I don't think say government, they don't really think it's a serious thing. As usual, would wait for white man for can solve malaria problem for we. Africa will have to solve malaria problem. Africa will get to deal with malaria problem. They will get to solve them. They will get to solve malaria problem, or else we will continue for the get malaria problem. Malaria not there for white man country. White man, they always jump into some illness if it affect them too. So malaria, no, they affect them. And nothing saying nothing we did think about. I mean, we get some philanthropies, then we get some people they get sorry heart. We get some people they really their life work now for help other people them. Now them they work for like World Health Organization them, researchers them, they do their own effort for try for CC. They feel help with malaria, but we would need for do a whole lot for make sure say the malaria no eat up all our money, you know, and kiwi too. So people that they spend a lot of money picking that they miss school only because of malaria. People that they not go work only because of malaria. Expenses for burial, not to talk of how much would they spend when person die because of malaria. So how you do diagnose malaria? Most often, the signs and symptoms, the way you feel, you do already start know people they already start to see you get malaria. When you start get that fever, you start get chills. Even though caution to that, we get other disease them for this world. Malaria not be the only disease for this world. Even though every time we sick, they treat we now for malaria, other diseases and they for this world. So caution. Say no be all time when you get fever, you get chills them, you the sweat and you know if you sleep, your body the hot means you get malaria. Half of the time no they could treat you for malaria because now we have most common condition. But other condition in they. But again, they go take your blood, they go for lab. Then they put them for microscope, they look them, they go see that parasite for the Plasmodium falciparum. They go see them for that your blood. Then they will know say you get malaria. I think half of the time, or 90% of the time, most of we when they put your blood, they always see that parasite for the. And then they send your blood to for lab. It always shows sometimes you get some anemia, you get elevated bilirubin. Elevated bilirubin, it explains how when every time with your blood, the malaria bursts that your blood them, so it release some yellow thing. That yellow thing where they can color your eye, they make your eye yellow. It release that yellow thing. If they check them during the time when you go for your doctor, say me look your blood, you go see say that number, that thing it be very high. They call them bilirubin when it be from that blood and where they don't bust. Okay, so now how we feel prevent malaria? How we feel prevent malaria? World Health Organization, we try for help we a lot with the malaria. Most of the recommendation where they give them now mostly I call it financial recommendation. I not think say that I look through their whole website and through CDC and so on. They only talk about this financial recommendation. They need to talk about the habit recommendation, things that will fit change without spending money. They need to really talk about that a whole lot. And I think now one of the things and that will be missed out. And again, we don't necessarily always get to wait for white man for can't tell we what we need for do. So I will use this medium again for explain those things that we feed do for reduce malaria and maybe in the long run finally eradicate malaria. The things that we feed do without it being mostly always financial. So World Health Organization, they talk about insecticides treated mosquito nets. So I think most people there, especially for the southwest region, remember how you do always sleep now inside tents. So they get tents now with they be coated with insecticides. We will not put them, then will not sleep inside the tents. So the most common way they don't always prevent malaria for years, we I know about, even from the time we start grow like small picking till now. Now tents where they use them. So the other method is spray. So una fi buy spray or the government fi spray the area. Government. Una fi buy spray. Una spray them for eradicate malaria. And then the last one, we now the number 3 one where I talk to me, I go talk more about now reduce mosquito breeding areas. You get for reduce the area the way mosquito that they go born, plenty picking them. You get to try for reduce those areas. If you can reduce those areas, you reduce a lot of malaria. See mommy uti picking the inside tent where they sleep. Okay. So sleeping under that tent, it will provide a barrier for you, between you and the mosquito for outside, and also the insecticide if kill the mosquito them. Now picking that under it come out under your own tent. Okay, another way we feel prevent malaria now anti-malaria medication. Anti-malaria medication them. I think all we will be out of the country, we feel remember when you want to go back for Amazonia, they go always talk for you to make you take anti-malaria medication. So you go for your doctor, it go give you a prescription, and then you take the anti-malaria medication before you travel. So anybody with want to travel for home, make sure you take that prophylaxis. Make sure you take that treatment before you go home. It's a must. Because you go home, you go get malaria, and you come back for here. If you get sick, they may not even know it's malaria, and it could eat your head out. You feel that? So travelers, anybody who travel into a region will be highly infected with malaria, get to take the anti-malaria medication before you go there. World Health Organization, they recommend, say, for pregnant women may them take 3 doses of the preventive treatment after the first trimester. 3 doses at intervals. 3 doses at intervals after the first trimester. I wonder if we did do that. But that's a recommendation. So it will prevent the pregnant woman from get premature baby. It will prevent it for born pikin wey small. It will prevent it even for miscarry. It pikin. And then they even talk about pikin where they live for high transmission area. The same thing may they take 3 doses of this preventive medication. I still wonder whether we did one for home. Give this to the children, 3 doses. It will protect them. But I wonder how often, because malaria is always there. Okay. According to the latest World Malaria Report, 73 countries them that they already report resistance to Anopheles mosquito. Means though even those tents them would they put on now, that mosquito them they you know they affect the mosquito them again, you know they kill them again. They be able for penetrate through those tents, and even the spray them or the spray them, they don't be resistant to most of them. So most of those things them they not even work for them again. For they say about 28 countries they report mosquito resistance. So anti-malaria medication then too they don't be resistant to. Since the 70s, we get medication that will be used in the 50s and in the 60s. Right now, you know, if you use them again, chloroquine. If anybody if you remember chloroquine, now one of the medicine, then that way it will be very good for malaria. You know, if you use it now because it don't be resistant. So good news. Partial good news, but good news too. Vaccines against malaria. I been talking with one of my nephew the other day, way today out of the country, and I think we will talk about the COVID vaccine and all the scare around vaccine. And I tell you, so my next topic we are going to talk about now vaccination. I actually don't take my COVID vaccine. I don't take my COVID vaccine, the Pfizer vaccine 1 and 2, and I feel happy and proud so I don't take the vaccine. So I will tell you I go talk about vaccine because I don't really understand this fear about the vaccine, especially will be common to Africans and blacks. It be common. We like to still live in this past of the white man be do this for me, white man be do this for me, white man be do this for me, and then they miss out on a whole lot of things. First, we no one take part in the studies. Then where they do one because with the fear say they go use we. Then the next time the vaccine come again, you no one take again because you fear say they use you. Okay, so vaccines no be really most often something where it be a bad thing. That's something where we all get to try for take them. Vaccine they help for eradicate a whole lot of diseases. But the topic today is about malaria. So the vaccine against malaria, we get a vaccine where it is now on a trial. And kudos to some of the African countries and where they be involved in this trial. So the hope now say this vaccine go fee help for eradicate this malaria or reduce the amount of malaria or reduce malaria for our region. So the vaccine you take 4 doses according to the clinical trial, and it proved now say the vaccine after you take the 4 doses it provide protection for over 4 years. So now the malaria vaccine that is your CCM. So the countries the way they currently carry out the trials them na Ghana, Kenya, and Malawi. So Ghana, Kenya, and Malawi they already undergo the trial for malaria vaccine. So we currently get a vaccine where they undergo clinical trials for malaria. The vaccine, it be a vaccine we need for be taken 4 doses. You take the vaccine 4 doses and it prevents you from getting malaria for 4-year period. And kudos to the countries and way they participate in this clinical trial. And like you talk, a vaccine is a very important way for prevent diseases, for the spread or for continue for grow. For years now, we don't get different vaccines and for different kinds of diseases. If people, if you remember, polio, diphtheria, hepatitis B. So vaccine is a good thing. When you hear say that they give some vaccine for some disease, take your vaccine. As I explained for you, I already take my COVID-19 vaccine. I don't take 1 and 2. I take the Pfizer, but you get the Moderna. And my husband actually took the Moderna 1 and 2. So for the runaway, for take we a COVID vaccine, I think that a very big mistake and a very big misinformation. And it's sad because we will continue to live in our past of being afraid of what the white man don't do for we, what the white man go do for we, and so on. And at the same time, we'll not make any effort for do these things on our own. So either we will then remain, continue to forget the diseases, or we make the effort for do this research on our own, or we take what they give we. So vaccine against malaria, as I explained, kudos for the countries the way they participate. You get Ghana, Kenya, and Malawi. And the 3 countries that way that they participate for these vaccine trials. So you see that a bottle of the vaccine that Ghana, Kenya, and Malawi. That's still a bottle of the vaccine in that. And they take them for those countries now. Okay. So how we fit reduce malaria by reducing the breeding ground. This one will be an open discussion where I will talk without any pictures them. I'd already shown a picture them about potholes and for roads. Do we need to have potholes on the road all over the place? We no need for the get road them way pothole them they all over the place. We too feel afford to get a good road. We need to get gutter them all over the place. We no man no cover them, and then the people they throw dirty all over the gutter. No, we no need to get gutter them. If we want get gutter them for drain the water from the country, the gutters them need for be protected by being covered. For one reason, open gutter now a hazard. People that feel fall inside, broke their leg. Of course, the country not be held responsible. Broke your foot because you fall inside gutter. Every gutter get to be covered. The gutter them get to be covered for another reason other than for people them for fall inside. It will prevent people them for throw things them inside those gutters. Chop corn, throw them for inside gutter. Chop orange, throw them for inside gutter. That environment na a good breeding ground for mosquito. Mosquito go come there, it born thousands of pikin. That orange way you chop them, you try for the that corn way you chop you try for the like I be explain. That mosquito go come back, come bite you, you go spend more money. So make you find a safe area, a container where we feed it, throw away dirty for the and the container get to get cover. Throw dirty for inside a covered container. That will not be difficult. Even the poorest person if you do that. Do your own little part. Contain your dirty. Go try for the appropriate environment. More stop the habit for chop, tram, chop, tram for outside motor. You do inside motor, just tram for the window. You try so. Stop the habit them for the keep throwing gong them. We don't open tomato. Bottle them all again, na breeding ground. We country there for that area, warm, humid, rainy. So may we not give mosquito the upper hand. The way we would behave, we don't give mosquito the upper hand. We don't tell mosquito, say, yeah, fine, grow. Born your picking them, grow, can't chop we. Now they almost the things and that would they do from the habit and would they practice them. So that dirty thing, we would overthrow them so all over the place. Now one of our worst nasty habits, we will get them. It'll give we diarrhea them. It'll give we a lot of our diseases them. It'll make we look untidy. It'll make we look dirty. When man come for your country, it look the country, they wonder how people they feel live inside dirty like that. You know, they give a good impression of we. We be clean people them. We be clean people. More no clean only inside house. More clean too for outside. All that gutter them, within this so we need to keep them clean. So that when mosquito no get place for the grow. Holes them where would you see them, where water they stand. If na your front house, throw some ground them for day. Cover that hole them. Would you complain a lot? Not be just complain. Me too, I don't be home for Siam. A lot of unemployment. People do not get work for home where they go to every morning or every evening. But the one thing where people they not do to for home, where it be a question where you feel ask now, how man they build a house so the house they fall for down right for a front eye so you know they take the pain for fix them. Stone then they right for your front door, but the step where you the step for enter inside your house, it broke. But you know if you pick that stone only for your front door, go try to make you support that your front door where it broke. The houses that we'll get them for this white man country where we day for day. Where they spend a lot of time for maintain the house. No be riches. You spend a lot of time for maintain the house. Every time you go outside, go look your house. If some small hole don't start before day, you fix them. If some small thing don't start before day, you fix them. Now the only way that way you feel maintain that house so that it stay, it live with you for long. 20 years, 100 years, that house still look very beautiful. Now because you did take care of that house. So when you dey inside your house, put potholes and they outside where mosquito they grow for day, they can't bite you. When I sit down for house one day, when I come up for outside, or when I will picking them, when I cover all that hole them, put ground them for day, put stone them for day, cover them. Mosquito go reduce for your own house. It go reduce for your own area. Mosquito no like place where they shine. It not like light. So when you don't cover all that hole them, grass they plenty around the house, you don't move all that grass them plenty around the house. Mosquito, you know like that place because he overshine. You know what he come for day. You don't protect yourself from all that mosquito where go to come bite you. Make you make habit for fix way to get them. If you not first fix what you get them, then you not fix if you get more. The small house where you get them, make sure say you did repair the house with any little thing where you get them. Fix that house go live long for serve you too. No leave them every day you wake up, you know to go na walk, you know to do anything, but that house they fall for down. I hope say when I talk this, it not to offend people, but I talk nothing way I genuinely feel. After me too, I don't go home. I look house way will build and live and for day they fall for down. and people that they live for the same house. So we'll keep our environment clean. It will reduce mosquito and it will reduce the amount of money we go to share them out. So see this trash. My goodness. Thank you for watch this video. I hope it helped. Thank you. And thanks everybody.